How do you take a good person and make them an awful person? A question that has probably baffled the world forever. Uh, so I would say poison them with heavy metals. Yeah, how do you like that? You're a good person. Psychopathy is the exact opposite of being a good person. So anxiety, paranoia, forgetfulness, less agreeableness, and antisocial. Pretty evil, in my opinion. Now, how do you make them even worse? Poison them with aluminum. Timid and scared. How do you make them even worse than that? Keep doing it. And poison them with cadmium while you're at it. Manganese makes you apathetic. So keep that in mind also. So, I remember when they took me out there to become the new president or whatever, and they told me, well, your psychology is garbage. The same psychology that rescued these people is garbage. And they needed to do some updates through hypnosis, and I remember the hypnosis sessions. A big part was removing my altruism, which they kind of failed at doing, but they were really adamant that I stopped my socialist and to them I was communist, my communist agenda and my altruist agenda. So during the hypnosis sessions, they were trying to remove my altruism. Yes, the good part of me, the thing that made me do the right thing, they were obsessed with removing it because it was inferior. And I remember briefly talking with the wives and being like, the other guy that was just here had that psychology, and you guys got rid of him because he was raping you. And this is the thing with lead brains, you're an addict. So they poisoned me with lead to lower my neurons, because you had to have your neurons low to telepathically communicate with people or some shit. I'm going to do an entire video on that craziness. Yeah. And they kept poisoning me with heavy metals until I got the desirable psychology. Now, this dickhead, Jose, that came up with the desirable psychology, narcissists love themselves. So he believes he had the superior psychology, even though he was beat to death and got his head chopped off. You don't have a superior psychology if the end of your story is, they beat me to death and then chopped my head off. Okay. That's not superior, that's stupid. Yeah. So, I was some Papa John's guy that ended up in something way over his head. I was abducted. Yeah, spoilers. When I won the presidential election, I was actually abducted from my house. I actually told them I didn't want the job. I don't do religion. And hilariously, regardless of how hard they tried with the hypnosis, they couldn't get me to agree to religion. That's how stubborn I am. And the combination of drugs and PCP, they use PCP to give you other people's psychologies, which they're all malignant narcissists, you're all emotionally stunted. And I remember even talking to George Miller and him calling me apathetic, and yes, I was, but not through my own free will or my own transgressions, but through poisoning with manganese. I simply would have never made these decisions had my brain not been destroyed with heavy metals. Okay? Destroying somebody's brain is probably the most fucked up way to win anything ever. Okay? But that's the thing with these people. There's no morals. There's no value in anything to them. They're just fucking evil. Like, you're superior. Like, I don't know. So, I went from being this amazing hero to a complete piece of shit by the decisions of the people I saved. Yes. These women who I saved, fucking went out of their way to destroy my brain. The thing that the reason I did what I did is because I was me. Okay, everything went the way well, okay, I wasn't me because I had cadmium brain, but the reason I held out, because one thing, altruism is my relationship type, okay? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot by nature. Okay, that is my nature, is to be a dumbass. Obviously these people hate it, because to a person that's emotionally stunted, caring for somebody else is stupid. That's just a fact. My dad doesn't give a fuck about his kids, alright? My mom doesn't give a fuck about her kids. Like, they're reptiles, and when they meet somebody like me, being like, I think, we should help people, or we should do the right thing, horror. Complete terrified. And I remember even the wives, when I was talking about helping people and doing the right thing, their faces would be like, oh, no, 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 you can't help them. And just how these selfish pricks, and they are selfish pricks, like, just whatever, man. And this is the problem with religion, is it's stupid. All religion is stupid, by the way. You can't reason with it. So, and I remember even telling the wives, like, you guys want to get rid of the guy that saved you in favor of the guy that was raping you. And then they made me into that guy. Yeah. Using hypnosis and bullshit, they completely altered my psychology and turned me into something I'm not. A complete disgusting monster. And then they just kept going. Like, this was always gonna end badly, because if I had to explain this, imagine, like, if Superman beat a villain and then they were like, yeah, we're gonna replace you with him and we're gonna give you his brain. Isn't that amazing, Soup? And then they're like, oh no, he's enslaving and torturing us. Yes, if you give somebody a fucked up psychology, they are gonna be a fucked up person. Okay? This is their nature. And even the stories of Jose, when you remember his shit, he is as equally fucked up as everybody, because, once again, the term's malignant narcissist. I mean, it's my opinion, but fucking, they're all the same person. And I remember even when they're like, oh, you can be these other people, they're all the same person. Like, yeah, they changed my name and they gave me other memories of stuff, like, and, like, yeah, through just why they did that to me is beyond me. And then, even sadder is when they replicated my original psychology through hypnosis and then put me back into the world, and I was an imitation of who I was. One of the things I noticed is when I was doing these videos, I had a country accent. Which is pretty funny, because that just implies somebody hypnotized me to sound like a dumb redneck. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Isn't that sheer madness? Like, that is just pure insanity. Yeah, I used to be a fast talker. I kind of talk slow, and I'm starting to wonder if that's related to, them hypnotizing me, but I'd also argue it's probably related to them taking a hammer to my brain with heavy metals. And here's the big thing about heavy metals. Alzheimer's, dementia, ADD, ADHD, OCD, every mental disorder you can think of is linked to heavy metals, okay? Even addiction, heavy metals, okay? Like, we should do a mass chelation of probably everybody on the planet, in my opinion. And we should probably pay really close attention to people's heavy metals, dude. Because that's not a joke. And you're not you when you're on heavy metals, I know. I remember all these people calling me, trying to make me feel bad. It wasn't going to happen because I had manganese poisoning. I was gone. My left eye was fucked up. I couldn't, dude, the vision was split on it, and it was like floating around in my fucking head. I remember losing the feeling in the left side of my face. That's how much heavy metals I had in me. And these people were still trying to get that desirable psychology. Stop. Fucking stop. Like, I'm kind of getting sad, but whatever. I think sometimes I feel these emotions that wash over me. And then later I remember something related. So I'm probably remembering, like, being under hypnosis and crying for them destroying me. I bet I was watching the death of myself. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what madness. Like, this guy was raping us. We're gonna turn you into him. And then you'll be doing the raping. Like, guys, you need to learn. You need to develop introspective. Introspective should... These people are like, I remember them trying to teach me that they need to process my emotions for me. I wasn't allowed to process my emotions myself. And I think about it, they need to hire somebody to be the introspective guy. Yeah. They need to hire somebody that's like, hey, that didn't work last time. Why don't we try something else? Okay. Like, and look, if you wanna delegate your emotional processing to somebody, you need to delegate your super ego, your id, and your introspective, and all the other skills you simply don't have to individual beings. Okay, and maybe each of your emotions, if you want to go that far. Okay, you need to delegate all those to other people. And you gotta have all of them if you want to make up one functioning brain, or you can be like a normal person and just develop a fully functional brain. I don't believe the natural order is you drink heavy metals. I don't agree with that. I don't believe the natural order is somebody needs to be in control. I don't agree with that. Dude. People been on this planet for a long time with nobody in control, okay? And anytime anybody does come into control, everything goes south really quick. Everything gets bad really quick. Because the individual only cares about themselves. And that's the issue. You would need a blowhard altruist that just wants to fix everything to be the leader, okay? These people didn't believe I had the right psychology. And I remember even telling them, I need chelation therapy. They didn't give it to me. They didn't give it to me. I also think about the aspects like a bunch of evil bastards were trying to destroy my brain, and they just kept trying to destroy my brain. And the trauma of being raped, the trauma of being forced to do things I didn't want to do. And I remember even telling the wives, it's a bad idea to force people to do shit they don't want to do. And oh, we disagree with that. We do it all the time. All the time. And it's just, you guys are idiots. Like, and yeah, like, so they tell me I didn't think I would win the election as stated, and then I got abducted. I briefly remember somebody sticking something in my mouth before I woke up, and then when I woke up, LSD vision, and then I was guided out of my house, out of my trailer, into a car. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be their president. I didn't want anything that happened. And even when I got out there, they were just like, we're going to use hypnosis and hypnotize you into doing whatever it is we want. I don't even believe I was actually, if I had to explain it, I don't even believe I was actually president. Like, I believe that whatever they did to my brain, I was just as much of a slave to them as they were to me. And there were hints and bubbles of like my actual psychology breaking through the cracks. I now remember basically trying to reach out to people for help, and then just unable to articulate what I needed, and what I needed was humanity. That's what I fucking needed, because these people are void of humanity. They don't like humanity, okay? They hate humanity. Like I said, they hate America. They hate freedom, okay? Like, yeah. So, yeah, if you, like I said, one of the things I remember the wives talking about is poison the people that human traffic. They poison them till they're retarded with heavy metals, and then they just make them do whatever it is they want them to do. They hypnotize them into whatever it is they want to hypnotize them into. Like, they make all these decisions for you, and then they're like, "We're in control." Like, great, you completely destroyed something. Good job. Okay. Um, Worthy of note, I was Dementus. Yeah, I was Dementus. Like, completely demented king with their ideologies being forced into my brain and my ideology contradicting it, so it probably seemed like I was an extremely chaotic leader. One of the things was pleasing the white supremacist is something I never would have done in the church. I knew it was pointless because they'll never be happy, okay? They're miserable, and their religion and their thought processes make them miserable, okay? The way they think about the world, the way they interact with everything just causes misery. They can't just let something be. The ridiculousness for control is just insane. And like I said, the one of the things I remember screaming was, "Stop trying to control everything. You got, like, fucking, what are you doing exactly?" And even they couldn't articulate it. And one of the things that I arrived at is, these guys are the ultimate losers because everything they do is to keep money in the hands of the ultra wealthy who, spoilers, Jeffrey Epstein, human traffic, rape kids, and do a bunch of evil shit because they have nothing better to do with the fuck tons of money they have. And the whole thing with them keeping all the money to themselves is to wreck the economy and enslave people and relegate everybody into working jobs that make them miserable. And is that capitalism's slavery with extra steps? Yeah, capitalism, slavery with extra steps. And then these guys, what do? They get high on drugs and have sex, like the highest priority in life. And one, dude, this, even the church ladies explained to me the LSD system of getting people addicted to LSD is not perfect. The neurons in your head burn out from constant euphoria and LSD use. And what happens is the people can't feel joy. They can't. No matter how much LSD they pop, it stops working. Yeah. I think even one of the women I had sex with explained to me the LSD trip doesn't work on her because she doesn't have the neurons anymore. And that's a normal thing that happens. People just start popping LSD and then it just stops working. Like, and that's how drugs work, by the way. I remember being high out there on some shit and it started wearing off early and the wives started freaking out because they would just give me more and then it would wear off. They'd give me more and it would just wear off. Like, you can't stay high forever because the human brain doesn't have that, okay? You would have to have a rapidly regenerating brain that can regenerate its own neurons to keep that up, all right? The unsustainability, but in these guys' brains, they don't learn, they don't think, and they're not gonna negotiate or talk in a meaningful way. They're gonna just do the dumb thing, and they're not gonna listen for shit because they're emotionally stunted, and that'll always crack me up. Fucking, these people need help. I remember telling the FBI to give them psychological help, and I don't know. The wives kept holding on to the thing that was killing them, and that's exactly how addicts do. They hold on to the thing that's killing them. And yeah, that's my opinion. We got rid of the guy that was abusing us. Now we're gonna make you into the guy that's going to abuse us. It's a good idea. Behold, the abusive superior psychology. Like, why not just let somebody be themselves? There's nothing wrong with who you are, okay? I've just been Bobby my entire life. Man. Yeah. That's all I got. Just be you. Fuck superior psychology. Everybody has an opinion on what the best psychology is.